So great morning, great afternoon, great evening, great night, whatever time in the world you're watching this. Thank you so very much for joining us again on the L300 studios. This is the L300 Impact Stories, and we're super excited to have an amazing guest with us today to share her experience. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
How are you doing? Speak out so we can hear you.
Very fine.
You're very fine. You really do look fine, though. I'm complimenting you. Okay, so let's get to know you. So tell us about yourself. Tell us your name. Let's start off there.
Okay, my name is Peter Napoleon. I'm a
Peter
graduate
Anyekana
Napoleon.
Napoleon. Peace Napoleon.
Yes.
Anyekana.
Anyekan.
Anyekan. Okay, so I have to get that. Anyekan. Peace Anyekan Napoleon. 5 years ago, you walked into Benson's house in University. How was that experience for you? As a young girl leaving your family back home, coming to Edo State, Benin City, and BIU particularly, how was the experience the first day you stepped foot on campus?
Well, the first time I stepped my foot on this campus, I'm not going to lie, to be very honest.
Yes, we really need to be honest.
I had a lot going through my mind because I'm having to relocate from a different state, my own state, my own town, and then I'm coming to a new state where I'm not sure if I'll meet some people that are from my state. I mean, I had a lot of things going through my mind. I was thinking, how am I going to adapt to this environment? How am I going to cope and all of that? But in essence, when I stepped my foot here, it was, but then again, I got to, adapt, and I enjoyed my stay.
Awesome. You got to adapt and you enjoyed your stay. Okay, so interestingly, you're among the set of people who happen to move faculty from one campus to another campus. How was that transition for you, knowing that you adjusted a bit here and then you are going to a new location again? How was that for you? Like doing 100 level twice. So how was that experience for you?
Well, contrary to what people would say, the experience, I feel any kind of way actually. But the other campus, I've always wanted to go there. So
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
I didn't have that kind of feeling of, oh, I'm changing campus. There's no freedom and all of that. I was just there, no problem. Because at that point, I was already ready to adapt. I'm already capable of adapting and all of that. So I didn't really have that feeling per se. So it was just there. It was just neutral.
Okay, so was BIU ever your choice?
Yeah.
Wow.
Surprisingly, it was
Wow.
choice. Yeah. So,
really? Because some people come to BIU because they couldn't get their choice. So BIU had to be the alternative. So BIU was your choice.
Yeah. They came to my school actually. My secondary school, they came to advertise. So that was how I knew about BIU. And surprisingly, I happened to put BIU for question. So yeah.
Wow.
I'm trying to what people say here.
That is really interesting to know that you actually chose Benson outside and you came here. Wow. Okay, so let's get into our for today. It's just kind of strange because sometimes people say, "Oh, I want to go somewhere else, X, Y, Z," and then I couldn't get into it. Then and I said, "Okay, let's try BIU," and now I'm here. But your story was BIU was your choice from beginning.
Actually, my dad wanted me to go to Covenant University, but because Covenant University did not have law and medicine, but then other university came to my mind because they had come to my school to advertise, and so I just decided let me just go to BIU.
Great.
Yeah.
And you're the first person from your family coming to BIU.
Yeah.
We had people who had come here before that knew about BIU somehow, and you just thought, okay, and then BIU story.
No.
Just that advert that it came to your school, and you're like, oh, okay, this is where I want to go and do uni. And you're here. Okay, so thank you for trusting Benson University, and thank you for coming to Benson University. So let's ask some few questions regarding the L300 program. Were you ever interested in the program per se, or you were just another thing you just had to do while you were on campus? How was the L300 program for you as a student while you were here?
Okay, so firstly, I must say that I did join the L300 community unit itself, but it's something I regret doing.
Oh,
And but despite the fact that I didn't join it, the programs and everything, the tasks that were a quick story.
okay.
When I arrived outside university, like I said earlier, I had a lot of my mind. How am I going to cope? How am I going to adapt and all?
Yeah.
Then fast forward to under-level registration. And one of the registration we're meant to do was the L300 registration, where
you do a video. Do you still have that your video?
No, I think because with my old phone, I don't have it again.
Okay.
So you do a video particularly stating what
you want to graduate with, yeah.
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 Then fast forward to 100 level holiday tax. That was my first of 300 holiday tax. Guess what was my reaction? I was like, oh, am I in for another secondary school? Because I mean, I since I left this in secondary school, why am I giving holiday tax? And when it comes to a conclusion, no, I'm not going to do this holiday tax, but guess what? When someone told me if I didn't do it, I was going to get booked, I decided to do it ASAP. I didn't waste my time. So, in the process of doing it, because we had to watch movies, read books, and voluntary services, so I got to enjoy the books. I found out that they were not that boring as I thought, and the movies were interesting as well. And then the voluntary service was so good because it exposed me to a lot. So fast forward to resumption 200 level. In fact, the holiday has created this anticipation in me. I have to ask the students, oh please, this L300 tax. I've been giving it every summer break, none of that. But the students said yes. So thank God.
Wow.
It so much.
Wow.
So in essence, those books, I didn't just read those books. I got to implement them.
Wow.
For instance, like one of the books we're being told to read, Atomic Habits by James Clear, it said something like that by building the habits of the person around the person you want to come, you are building a lasting motivation.
Yeah.
Instead of just chasing the external goals.
Yeah.
So then I implemented this habit and trust me, the results. Wow. It was great. So because just acquiring knowledge without implementing those knowledge is a disaster in itself. Sure. So yes, all of those books, all of those voluntary services, they contributed a lot in preparing me for a life after school. And so L300 actually helped me in learning crucial skills for success and also navigating real world problems.
Wow. This, like, you are just an external digital to digital, they're just giving me stress with all of this. And you're saying, I loved it, I learned from it, I implemented it, and you mentioned one of the books, Atomic Habits, that we gave to read students to read at the point. And it's just interesting because, you know, I don't know about other universities, but I think the L300 program is particular to Bentley University, and it exposes the student from year one. We're not waiting to when you're doing industrial training officially for sideways, or waiting to when you graduate. From year one, you're exposed to the real world of work. You are taught to learn a skill. You're given books to read, and it just helps to open your mind up. And hearing this from you, and I'm going to let everybody know why I'm particular about you very soon. But hearing this from you and knowing that even if we didn't know you in person, but having that program also impacted you as an individual. You know, because sometimes when we get to interview people, we look like, oh, because the person was a volunteer, the person was part of the program. I love the part that you said you missed out on being a volunteer. We missed out on having you. We run this Anthony, but it's okay. We okay. By extension, we have bragging right also with you. But just hearing that the program had an impact on you is just amazing. Because the reason why we're doing this is to let people who are still in school, who are going through the program, don't take it for granted. Feel like, I beg, just another stress. I just don't want me to enjoy my holiday. This is somebody who is like the best of the best of the best, who has set a record that we don't know what time in BIU history that record will be broken, telling you that the holiday task and the L300 program is something you would benefit from. So, which moves me to the next question I'd like to ask is, during the program that you were part of from freshman year to penultimate year, were there skills that you intentionally learned as a result of you being part of the program? You know, we ask students to learn an offline skill and online skill. Were there skills that you could look back and say, okay, I picked up this skill because I had to do something during the L300 program? Tell us about that.
Okay, with respect to offline skills,
Okay.
I learned makeup.
Wow.
Yeah, I learned driving.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but basically, with respect to soft skills, that I would say the L300 really helped me.
Okay.
Was first, I'll say it's like 5.
Okay. Right.
Was first leadership.
Great.
I'm being someone that will run away from anything that has to make me the leader or but should have voluntary services. I ended up being a leader. Why? Because I feel like people have different opinions. And at the end of the day, I'm going to manage it. So I arrive at an amicable conclusion. But then again, should be voluntary service. I just decided to overcome my fears and take up the leadership position. And trust me, different opinions, I was able to bring them to an amicable conclusion. There was no chaos or anything.
Wow.
And then second, another skill I would say is communication. Oh my God.
Wow.
Trust me, I hated communication. I did like communicating with people. I mean, I just like being on my own. Like, if I'm supposed to talk to someone, it should be someone that I know.
Okay.
But through the voluntary service, really had a lot of impact. I got exposed. I started talking to people not unnecessary when it's necessary.
Wow.
I mean, but my communication skills improved more. I got to talk more effectively and all of that. So, and then the third skill I would say is teamwork. Learning from the other skills. You know, I was a man alone. Yeah. I didn't like working with people. I felt like when I'm working with people, they're going to be whatever I'm going to do. So I just and I will have to be telling them do this. So I was just a one-man person. But then again, I realized that I do not need to be a one-man person.
Sure.
Teamwork is actually great.
Sure.
As a matter of fact, it reduces some stress in the work and all of that. So you guys need to just come into a collaboration or something. So yeah, that was one of the skills. And then another skill I would say I hate from anything that wants to give me stress.
Wow.
If problem is here, I'm just 100 meters there.
Wow.
But then again, I realized that okay, through the voluntary service, that's why I say I'll keep emphasizing it because you guys may not know, but it really did a lot for me.
Wow.
So yeah, I got to learn that I do not need to run away from problems.
True.
As a matter of fact, where I see problems, where other people see problems, I see solution.
Wow.
Because if we are all running away from the problems, who is going to give the solution?
Sure.
So yeah, those skills, it came from L300, the voluntary service, because trust me, most of these things on a normal day, classroom day, nobody is going to sit down to teach you. These are live, real world skills that we need to acquire and all of that. So yeah, those were the skills. I can say that L300.
Okay, now I know that we have a lot that we're going to ask you because you are a record maker, record breaker, and all of those things. But most interestingly, while you were in Mental University, now you're a graduate, while you were here as a student, were there people or things that really made an impression or impact on you as a person? Were there people on campus, your faculty, in BIU community generally, that really made an impact on you while you were here?
Okay, so first I'll start with the person that is nearest to me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, how?
So
Okay.
my first impression about you actually, I was like, I thought you were just me. So yeah, but then again, the impression changed as time. Even though I didn't come to you personally to talk to you, I observed you from afar and the L300 programs you do. So I would say that I really, really like your sharing of valuable insight on success, on attending success, especially when you are being called upon to speak in chapel service. I always look forward to the last quote because it's always something right. For instance, like the motto of our LSC, that says that you can't first.
It comes to complete grammar.
So yeah, I was always looking forward to that your last quote that comes so captivating and all of that. Then somebody else I would say has made a very great impact on me is my project supervisor, Barrister Rita Akbata, my cost advisor, Dr. Walu, and Professor Pogome.
Okay.
Those persons have been great. I can remember one event Professor Pogome made me realize that it's important to listen to instructions. So I did something and I didn't read the instructions, so I went overboard. So after they had submitted, she now came to class. For those of you that did not listen to my instruction, that did not read my instruction, just know that it's zero for you. Oh my goodness. That was when I realized I did not. So I went to the office and pleaded with her, saying, next time you will learn to listen. In fact, in law school, know that instruction is very important. I said, thank you. So yeah, and then the advice she gave, like I have a lot of things to say about them, but those particular persons, they have made a lot of
No, say a few things, yeah.
Miss Rita would always say, she gives listening, yes. And then there's one thing she would always say, she'll say, you are the light, and light shined to darkness. So whenever God is with you, nobody can be against you.
Awesome.
Do not give up and all of that. Then my course advisor, Dr. Wally, she comes through for a lot of us. She helps us out. She keeps listening, yes. She's like a therapist. If you have any problems, you could just Zoom it out. Despite our busy schedule, she creates time for you and all of that. And advice, encouragement, and support really goes a long way. So yeah, those are the few persons.
And interestingly, one of the things that I've noticed that with the kind of staff in Benson University, they don't necessarily need to know you from your background or know you, but they just really reflect that core value of people matter. It lets you know that you matter as a person, and they encourage you and they support you and they are there for you regardless of whether they know you before you ever became a student. And it is just an amazing quality to highlight so that people know that even when you send your word to Benson University, you don't need to know anybody here. The people here will actually take care of them as though they've known them all their life and they're just meeting them for the first time. And this is something that we really need to spotlight and highlight even more so that the staff also are encouraged to know that whatever little support, encouragement, listening ear they're giving to students is highly appreciated and valued, right? Because sometimes some students don't come back to actually say thank you, but with opportunities like this, they get to hear that, oh, that thing that we've been doing has really made an impact in the life of this student, and that will also encourage them to know that they're doing an amazing job. Now, this leads me to the interesting part that I've been trying to hold myself back from. I heard that you maintained a straight 5.0 since first semester 100 level to last semester 500 level. How did you do it? How did you do it?
Okay. First of all, I would always say my first formula is God first.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So no. Yeah, pretty girl privileges. So you attend a private school. So and as a Christian, so it's okay to mention God first. Are you really, really sincere about that God first?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Okay.
Because I know moments where there were those moments I felt like giving up. I was so tired. I didn't want to read. At that point, I felt like, did I really choose this course? What's that? But then again, I would always be reminded that I should not trust in my own understanding. I should lean not onto my own understanding, but I should lean onto him. Then again, I would just keep quiet, just pray, some silent prayers, and then pray to God that the person of the Holy Spirit help me. And all of a sudden, I just get strength from nowhere. I'm being refreshed and all of that. So yeah, my first formula first will always be God first. Because I mean, there are persons that have gone through this path and it doesn't come out so well. So it's always my first formula. That's why there's something one of my lecturers will always say: read like you haven't prayed, and pray like you haven't read.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was also something I did. No matter, even though I don't know, in fact, after an exams, I don't even know whether I went well or not, but I just go back to class and Lord, please help me. Hand over the exam to you. So yeah, God first. And then consistency, diligence, and doing discipline too plays a key role. Discipline would make you do things even though you do not want to do it, but you just have to do it because you have to do it, even though you are not comfortable and all of that. So yeah, God first, discipline myself to do what I have to do, consistency and diligence. That's it.
Wow. Awesome. Now, you are the valedictorian, yourself and Rollins. Both of you are 5.0 from the Faculty of Law. That had never happened before I met at university. I've been here for a long while, right? I schooled here as a student. I came in here 2004, graduated 2008, started working here 2010. And I've been here since for the past 15 years as a staff. So I've seen a lot of convocations. I've seen 5.0, but I've never seen double 5.0, a male and a female from the same faculty. You guys have written history in Best outside university. How does that make you feel, knowing that it's going to be recorded in the history of Best outside university at the 23rd convocation ceremony? Napoleon Peace and Rollins Anthony of the Faculty of Law both made 5.0 CGPA as best graduating student. How does that make you feel?
Well, glory to God first. And then I feel happy. I feel great. Because I mean, in my set, I'm happy to hear that my set made a record that I've never made before.
Yeah.
And there's something I will always say that I want to be unique, I want to be outstanding. I do not want to be doing every other thing. Or in my generation, I do not want the same record. Let it be something different, something extraordinary. So yeah, at first I was surprised that it was two of us because just we right from 100 level, me and Anthony were. I mean, okay, I could have an issue with a question. I'll meet Anthony. Anthony, do you understand this? Anthony too might have some issues. He's how far have you done with that? But here we are today. I'm surprised, but then again, I'm grateful to God and I'm happy that this record happened.
Yeah, and I also heard that in your sets in law, you guys are having the highest number of first class, 27. Wow.
Surprisingly.
Yes, last set was 17, and this set is 27, all from Faculty of Law. And we've had 13 first class at the law school. So this 27 of you, are you guys going to give us another 27 first class in law school?
My God, grace, yes.
Well, I don't know about others, but I know for you and Anthony, you guys should at least give us that. But I believe the others would, because that would be another monumental record that has never been made before in Nigeria. One school producing 27 first class in law school. Awesome. We've done 13, so taking it double that number plus an additional one, that would be 30. Yeah, we could make it 30, so that would be amazing. That would be amazing. So now you are a valedictorian. I know when you were doing your 100 level video for L300 that you want to finish your first class. Now you can look back at that video and say, yes, I did it. Were there challenges you had while you were in school? Because now everybody's looking at your success story and say, oh, Peace Napoleon, 5.0, law valedictorian and valedictorian of the 2025 Lumina set. She just had everything going for her, no issues, no stress, no wahala. She was just all and about. Did you have challenges that you felt like, this was getting too much for me? Did you have any of such challenges? Or it was just a smooth ride? You chose BIU, you came here, everything has been going smooth. Was there any detour at any point where you almost lost track or got sidetracked? Was there any challenge you faced?
I'll need everyone to know that it wasn't smooth. It wasn't all smooth. Despite the fact that I am the valedictorian today, it wasn't all that smooth. It's not like I didn't go through this, I didn't go through that. There were moments I cried. There were moments I felt like I wasn't doing enough. There were moments I felt like I wasn't doing good enough. I wasn't even good enough and all of that. I felt like giving up. But then again, that's why I said God's word was consoling me. I could want to give up, but then again, I just remember. Then I have something personal that keeps me going, something that is more than a motivation that just keeps me going, even though I want to give up. So yeah, there were moments like that, and it was challenging for me. I felt like giving up. And also, if it is in the other aspects, I also had challenges with, like I said, communicating with people. No, I didn't like talking to people. I didn't like talking to people, so I didn't know how to come up to someone to tell them this and that. But then as time went on, I picked it up. But in all, life is not all beds or roses. So there are moments that the challenges will come. But then again, in the midst of those challenges, fall back to God. I would always say, fall back to God. It will strengthen you, it will refresh you and all of that. And then you keep going before you know it. As a matter of fact, in the midst of challenges, don't focus on those challenges. Your focus should be for God. Before you know it, the challenges are all. So there were moments, it wasn't all that small. There were moments I felt like giving up, but I didn't.
Wow. And you're here now. Thank God you didn't. You're here now, valedictorian of the 2025 Lumina State. There's one story you always mention when I hear you speak, when we've been rehearsing about your speech and all of that. And you always say that your first time in 100 level, you walk into a chemistry 300 level class and you start all through the class. Tell us about that particular experience. Like you walk into a wrong class, you stayed all through the class, and even ask the question. Tell us about that experience.
I don't even know what you both I mean, that 100 level, I was so passionate about law. I mean, I'm stepping into law. I want to study law. I want to challenge people. So, the first day of class, I actually got a wrong information. We were told to go to, it was like law annex. No, our law faculty. Yeah. We were told to go there for the class. And I went. I didn't see anybody dressed in white and black. Oh, in my mind, I was like, okay, maybe they're not dressed, they don't want to dress in white and black today. So I entered. All of a sudden, I'm seeing H220. See, I found the word chemistry. I didn't even realize at first it was a chemistry class. But when I sat down, after 5 seconds, I checked the subject, what the lecturer had written on the board. Chemistry. So wow, so this is not actually a law class, but either way, I'll just stay. I brought out my notes from my bag. I don't even remember the topic right now. I brought out the notes from my bag. I started writing.
Wow.
Yeah, trust me, when I was writing, I had it intentionally in my mind. I said, at the end of this class, I'm going to ask the question. No matter what, whether I understand, I don't understand, I'm asking the question. At the end of the class, I asked the question. Everybody actually turned. Oh, me. Who is this one? I'm black and white. I not a law student, but then again, I didn't really mind, so I just asked the question. Contrary to the shy person I was, I don't even know how old I was that time. But then again, I asked the question, and the lecturer gave me that person look. I said, "Wow, that is interesting for someone who is not in this course. Oh, that's great." And then he answered the question actually. I said, "Wow, thank God I fulfilled mine." I thought I was doing some question. Thank God I fulfilled it. So after the class, the lecturer called me and said, "Why didn't you?" That was after The lecturer said to me, why did you attend chemistry class? Are you not a law student? Are you offering chemistry in 100 level? I said, no, sir, nothing. But don't worry, it's a long story. I'll just retire back to my class, my original class now. But yeah, that was
The first time I heard it, I was like, what? Are you for real? Somebody who make that mistake and stay all through. No, normally, someone makes that mistake and after first 5 10 minutes, probably just click out and walk away and go and look for the class, the right class. But you just start all through, took notes, asked a question. Wow. Wow. Just wow. Okay. So, one question I'd like to ask is there any memorable quote you can remember while you stay here at BIU to the L300 program, or generally any memorable quote that comes to mind that you can just remember that's kept you going in your journey while you were here? Any of such?
It sounds funny, but then again, there are a lot of content details to that quote.
Okay.
So actually by you.
Oh wow.
Don't be slave, be fast.
Okay, so tell us about don't be slim and be fat. Tell us about that.
Now, literally, we all think it's about the physical appearance, but then again, it doesn't matter. The content is about your content. It doesn't matter if you're fat, if you're slim. But then again, your content should not be slim. The content refuses to be an average person.
Sure.
Refuse to be ordinary. Refuse to be like any other person. Always want to be unique. So yeah, don't be slim. Be fat. Your content should be fat. Your content should be. Let it be that when you enter a place, you know that somebody has arrived. A huge investment has arrived. Yeah, that's one thing.
Awesome. Don't be slim, be fat, and you're actually fat because you're now valedictorian, and that record is going to be there for a while. Trust me, it's going to be there for a while. The last valedictorian was the 5.0 also, but this is 2 5.0, same faculty, a male and a female, and we always had more females pick up the award at convocation ceremonies, but this time is a tie between a male and a female, same faculty, same 5.0, and it's just interesting to see. Now, before I begin to let you go and wrap up this conversation, what advice would you give to young persons who are watching this and who are still in BIU, who are still going through the L300 program? What would be your advice to them? Because from what you've said so far, the L300 program made an impact on you as a person, even though we didn't know you individually per se, but collectively with what we're doing, it impacted you. What would you advise other persons who see the program as another way to stress us, holiday tax, all of those things? They should just let us be. It's our holiday, let us relax. What advice would you give to such persons watching this?
Please volunteer. Please do that. Because trust me, I regret it because I feel like the reason why I didn't join it was I didn't have people that would talk to me more about it. Because I actually thought the L300 is just for staff were the ones in charge and all of that. Right? It was just holiday tax for us. So I didn't really have someone to say to me, talk to me about it, that volunteer and all of that. But the impact it did on me, and I know that once you join, there are more benefits as to being an internal member as the external benefit. So please join into the program where you can go learn about success and also navigating this real world problem. So yeah. Yes.
Awesome. So please, you heard from Napoleon Peace encouraging you to join the L300 program and don't take it for granted. Now, holiday tax, you said so much about holiday tax, so I would not fail to ask a question about holiday tax. What was it like for you the first time you heard that there was holiday tax? What was the impression you made on you? Like, what is this holiday tax? Watch a movie, read a book, learn a skill, voluntary service. What was holiday tax like for you?
I know honesty.
Yeah.
But it was annoying. I mean, I thought I liked holiday tax. in secondary school. So coming to
So wait, you did holiday tax in secondary school?
yeah,
Oh,
we
wow.
did summer holiday. Yeah, my secondary
Wow.
school, every summer break, you get holiday tax.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so like but I survived all of this. And they are not even small oh, in all the subjects. And I think I offered like 14 subjects then. So yeah, all the subjects, you have it. You have holiday tax. So you have to do holiday tax in each of and you something the day of resumption. So when I came here, I saw my first L300 tax. Really? I thought I survived it. But then again, I can't when I saw the movies, I was like, oh, these movies are going to be boring. These books are going to be boring. But then again, when I started it, that's my motivation came from. If you don't do it, you'll be booked and you'll be booked. So yeah, from that motivation, actually, it really went a long way for me. So yeah, I watched the movies, the books, I read them. So it was really nice. But my first impression was not really nice at all.
From having a not so nice first impression to looking forward to other holiday tax, how did that change for you?
Uh, After at first, like I said earlier, I didn't like I didn't like the 300 tax idea, everything. So when I started doing it, after getting motivation from don't do it and all of that, after that I realized that these are very interesting, and I started implementing some of the things I was reading, and I really liked the
Results you were
results.
seeing. Yeah.
Because I'm a determined person. So there's something like when I want to go for something, I go for it. So some of those books actually were helping me build the kind of person I want to become.
Wow.
So yeah, from there I grew interest because anything that wants to contribute to what I want to become, I love it so much.
Wow.
So from there, I said, it's actually very good. I mean, because you can't just stay during the holiday just doing nothing. And it's time. Your time should count. Your time matters.
Sure.
So you should be doing You should do something. So yeah, it was a good thing to do in the holiday tax. I mean, I got to learn some digital skills as well, and all of that. So yeah, from there, no, don't worry. I'm looking forward to it. However, this contrary to my secondary school tax, I was never looking forward to any other for that tax, but then that changed for me in 300 because it was not only just like, oh, write this and submit, write this and submit, it was more practical, more of a real world problem. So yeah, it changed from the moment I started doing the tax. That anticipation just came.
Okay, a part of the holiday tax is voluntary service. Did you get to actually do voluntary service? Did you enjoy?
Yeah,
how was it like for you?
It was really nice. I mean, I got to learn some things that on a normal lecture day I wouldn't, because my course is more practical. You need to combine the theoretical part and practical. As a matter of fact, the practical part helps you understand the theoretical part.
Yeah.
So I got to go to court. I got to talk to, even though I didn't appear because I've not been called to buy it. So I got to go to court, got to communicate with my senior legal luminaries, and then they taught me a lot of things. I got to work with them, draft some, legal draftings and all of that. So yeah, it's really amazing.
Wow.
Especially those voluntary services. I didn't do them because it's voluntary actually. So I wasn't expecting to be paid and all of that. So it was free. And I enjoyed every single thing I got from it.
But you build relationship with the people that you volunteered with, right?
And the relationship were actually people.
And they will be so proud to hear that you are valedictorian of your state. So that's the whole idea of the voluntary service, because we want people to really have a taste of what it's like in the real world and decide for themselves if this is where they really want to continue or they want to go somewhere else. The vision of BI, you talk about raising leaders, academics, professionals, entrepreneurs, right? So during the voluntary service, it's packed in a way that you'll be able to express these three arms, whether you want to go full into academics, you want to become a professional, or you want to become an entrepreneur, because we also have people who have started businesses while they're in school and they are thriving in their businesses already, right? So we expect people to not just wait till they graduate before they know what they want to do with their lives, And sometimes when people graduate, they really don't know what they want to do with their life. Okay, now I'm done with school. What next? A lot of people are confused. But when they go through the program as they should, before they graduate, they already know, okay, when I'm done, this is the next thing for me. I'm going to go into this firm, or I'm going to proceed to law school. They just already have all of those plans sorted out because they've been grooming themselves through the things that they've been asked to do, and it has been shaping them already. Now, you're a valedictorian of your sets. What's your plan for law school? Do you plan to also make another first class in law school?
Definitely, by God's grace.
You should. We've had 13 first class in law school and best graduating male in the whole country in law school. So I think we'll be looking for the best graduating female from you very soon.
Amen.
In the coming years, we'll look out for that. And I'm proud to say, oh, we had the first interview where she said she was going to do that one. And now she has done it. Okay, Napoleon, please. It was an amazing time having this conversation with you, and to see that you chose BIU and you have lived the first part of your dream in BIU, becoming first class graduate of law, and that you have done. It's something we always say in the L300 program. I love BIU because it's where I met you. And that statement is actually true, because if you didn't come to BIU, you probably would never have met you. And probably never have met Rollins and the other amazing graduates that are convocating now. And they never have also encountered the BIU experience, because it's different. You probably would have gone to another university and studied the first class, but I think the difference and the impact that BIU has had on you, you probably may not have had it there, right? So we are glad to have you live your dream here, and we know that you're also going to do much more amazing things after here, and we can look back at this is where you laid that foundation. Do you plan to become STN, CGN, any of those? And like today we had the convocation lecturer, Professor Mike Sekome, right, STN, and I know that that man should be like a mentor for many people in law. Like, this guy is.
Yes.
What was it like for you today, seeing him in person and like listening to him deliver his lecture?
It's amazing. I mean, it's a question that he attended. Was it how many degrees?
17 doctorate degrees. 17 and
I was-
400 awards.
I was wow. I mean, it's an honor to be such a present.
So do you see yourself STN, CGN?
Definitely.
So this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of many things we will see from Napoleon Peace in the law, in the legal practice. Wow. Wow. We would love to have STN from BIU, CGN from BIU. I hear they can do both. So, but which one would you want to be?
Actually, I'm thinking I'm going towards SAM.
STN.
Yeah.
Okay. So in few years from now, we'll be able to introduce you as Professor Napoleon Peace, SAN. Let me be the first to say that before it happens. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for joining us on this exciting conversation with Valedictorian. One of them, we had the other person, Rollins, earlier, and now we've had Napoleon Peace discuss with us on the L300 impact stories, on how the program impacted her, even when we didn't even know her individually as a person, but collectively being part of the program, doing what she was told to do, the voluntary service, the holiday tax, and being part of the activities for the program, she became a better person for herself, and she was still able to achieve the goals that she had set for herself. It has been a long conversation, but it has been worth it, knowing that someone like Peace walked down into BIU 5 years ago, and 5 years after, she's living as the best graduating student for her set of 2025, and it's no mean feat. She's been able to achieve it, which means even you watching this can also be able to achieve that same feat if you put your mind to it and glean from the lessons that she has shared today with us. And like we always say, while we end this conversation, we always say our mantra in the L300 is that I love BIU because it is where I met you. And peace. I'm glad to have met you in University. And so when I meet you in the future at the SDN, I'll remind you, I knew you back then when you were just peace, when they had no titles, no Esquire or anything, when you were just peace, and now look at how far God has brought you. Thank you so much for being honest. Thank you so much for letting them know that they can put God first and they will not regret it. And God will take them places that they never even dreamt of. You dreamt of being a best graduate student, and now that dream is a reality for you. And we're looking forward to the next level, law school, SCN down the line. And would you like to end up as the career lawyer, or you like to get back to the class to also share knowledge? Which would you do? At some point, you come back and share knowledge at some point. But it will be good to have you as a visiting professor at some point, so other universities and even BIU to come back and just help out and help the legal practice here. So because BIU is phenomenal with their law program, and we've seen the effect over years, and we hope that will continue, and with other programs that they have will also begin to do well, just like the law is doing well. So peace. Thank you so much. So thank you guys for watching. We look forward to having more conversations, and enjoy the rest of your evening.